Well, you asked for it, so I'm bringing it to you. You wanted more bread. So today we're going to do a six-fold bread, and as you will see, it's just as easy as my no-knead bread. So stay tuned.
Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. And I've had quite a few requests for another bread recipe. So that's what we're going to do today. Today I'm going to do a six-fold bread. And we're going to go ahead and use the ingredients off my easy artisan bread, my easy no-knead artisan bread, which is 3 cups of bread flour, 1.5 cups of water. This time we're going to use warm water. We're going to use a teaspoon of salt, and we're going to use 3/4 teaspoon of yeast. So what is six-fold bread? Six-fold bread is a kind of a no-knead bread. We're not going to use a mixer to knead our bread, or we're not going to use our hands to sit here for 15 minutes or 20 minutes and knead the bread to develop the gluten. So what we're going to do over time is every 30 minutes we're going to come in and we're just going to fold our dough over, and I'll show you later on in the video exactly how we do that. So we do that every 30 minutes, a total of 6 times, to develop our gluten. So over a 3-hour period we're going to let the dough rise, we're going to develop the glutens, and then right after that we're going to be able to bake our bread. So it's going to come out really good, I can guarantee it. And it's really easy. This is one of the doughs that on a rainy day you're stuck in the house and you're trying to think of things to do, and you know, maybe you have a craving for bread, or maybe you have bread the next day, and this is a great dough that you're here every 30 minutes. All you got to do is come over and fold the bread, the dough, and you're gonna see it's another one of these easy artisan breads that anybody can make. Not a lot of ingredients, no major degree of difficulty, and the end product is going to be another one of those breads that you're going to be able to take to a friend's house. They're going to say, wow, what are you, a professional baker or something? So stand by, and we'll be right back, and we'll get this thing going. Okay, so what I have, my 3 cups of bread flour, and I use a high gluten bread flour. I use the King Arthur Sir Lancelot. I've got my teaspoon of salt, a 3/4 teaspoon of yeast. I'm going to mix all those, incorporate them into the flour, evenly distribute them. I'm also going to add about a tablespoon of honey to my water. Now I have about 110 degree water here, and I'm going to add a little honey to this because I really want to give something for the yeast to feed on other than the flour. So this is going to help the yeast eat, and we'll get a nice rise out of our bread. Alright, so I'm going to add my liquid to my bowl, and just like our easy no-knead, we're just going to do a quick pulling together all of our ingredients so that all the flour is absorbed. And so it's going to look like, whoop, a little crazy there. So it's going to look like a shaggy dough, and that's fine. And over time, every 30 minutes, we're going to fold this in and develop our glutens. There, just about everything is incorporated, and it is looking shaggy. So all I'm going to do now is cover this with plastic, and 30 minutes from now we'll come and do our first fold. So we'll be right back. Okay, so our first 30 minutes is up, and we don't have too much movement going on here. But what we're going to do is I'm going to do 8 folds. I'm going to be taking the dough, pulling it, going from the outside, pulling it back up. And there's not a lot of gluten structure going on right now. A little bit. But as we go, each fold is going to get a better gluten structure each time. So all I'm doing is I'm taking this dough and I'm folding it in on itself. And I'm twisting the bowl as I do this. Actually not looking too bad. That's probably actually more than 8. But there we go. So that's it. We're going to continue folding this every 30 minutes. So that's our first fold, and we have 5 more to go. So cover goes back on, timer gets set for another 30 minutes, and we'll be right back. Alright, so another 30 minutes has gone by. We're starting to get some rise. I'm really starting to pick up some of the yeast smell. So we're going to give it another 8 turns, and our glutens are starting to form up now. And what I'm going to do is pull a piece out actually. And you can see that we're starting to get some strand coming apart now, but after about another couple folds, we'll actually be able to pull this apart. Actually, I can even use my hands now. So I'm just going to pull this in. And as we pull this, you're noticing that it's getting more smoother. So we're getting some nice formation of gluten going on there. There you go. Another 30 minutes and we'll come on back. Okay, so 30 more minutes have gone by, and I can actually tell the dough's getting a little bit more glossier. We're probably getting some really good gluten build in there. And so I have my dough scraper now. I'm going to use my dough scraper, and we're going to give it 8 more turns. And we're getting some gases in there. This is going to be nice. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And you can really see it starting to some nice formation here. And still not where it needs to be, but definitely able to pull this a lot more without it actually ripping. So a couple more, just turn that in, back in there, and we'll cover it, and we'll be back in 30 minutes. And we're going to do another fold. This will be fold number 5, and it's looking really good now. And it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you can see some of that air pocket in here. So we're getting some really nice action here. Pull this apart. Tear there. And one more turn and we'll be just about there. So it's looking really good, looking nice and smooth. You see that? Getting some really nice gluten in here. So another 30 minutes, one last fold, and then we'll let it rise one last time before we put it in the oven. All right, so 30 more minutes are up. We're on to our last fold. And then what I'm going to do after this fold is I'm going to go ahead and form this into a batard. Then we're going to go ahead and put it on a peel that I have prepared over here with a piece of parchment paper. And then we'll let it set for an hour to raise. And then we'll pop it in the oven. So our last fold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and really got some nice gas going in here. And this is really smooth now. I'm going to take the dough out. It feels really, really good. We've got some nice gluten going on in there. And I'm going to put a little bit of flour onto my surface, just so it doesn't stick anywhere. Push this down. Pull this in a little bit. Form a petard. That should just about be it. Now there's some serious air in there, but looking pretty good. So I'm going to take this, put a little bit of flour. I'm going to pull back. A little bit of flour on my parchment paper, because I don't want to be able to slide this off when it comes time to put it in the oven. And now I'm going to let this remain covered for about an hour, maybe 45 minutes. I'll check back until it's basically doubled in size. What I'm going to do is end up putting some toasted sesame seeds on top of this, and I'll show you how we do that when we come back after this is written. So I'm going to set this aside in a warm area, let it basically double in size, and then we'll come back. All right, so our dough is looking really good here. It's been about 40 minutes. And what I'm going to do now is I took 1 egg white and I added 4 tablespoons of water to make a egg wash. I'm going to put on the outside of our batard. And then I'm going to sprinkle it with some sesame seeds, some toasted sesame seeds, to make it a sesame topped batard. And then we're going to pop it in the oven. I have the oven preheated to 450 degrees. I also have a metal pan in the bottom of the oven that I'm going to throw some hot water into as I put the bread in. That's going to create our steam. And normally you've seen me cook these or bake these breads in a Dutch oven, and I'm doing that today. So we have to create steam ourselves. So I'm going to get some sesame seeds on here. A lot of sesame seeds, but it's okay. Just kind of give it a little push here. Then I've got a baker's lob, and what I'm going to do is give this a cut to open this up a bit. There we go. Alrighty. So in the oven it's going to go. And in about 25 minutes, I'll be able to take this out, and it should look pretty darn good. We'll be right back. So here we go. After about 28 minutes, this is our nice batard here. As you can hear, got that nice hollow sound to it, crispy. And so what we're going to do is let this cool down a little bit. And you know me, it will be just a little bit. And we'll cut into it and see what we got going on in there. Okay, so we've let it cool down a little bit. And I mean just a little bit. So we're going to cut into it, and I can still hear it cracking. Oh, it sounds so good. It smells good too. So we're going to cut into it, see what we got, give it a taste, and here we go. Wow. Oh, that Looks good. Actually, let me do this. I know, I always change it up. That. Nice crumb structure going on there. Cook. Wow. Cooked perfectly. Smells good. Wow. Awesome. 6-fold bread. You saw how easy it is. Anybody can do it. One of those rainy Saturdays where you got some time and you want to spend every 30 minutes coming over to fold some bread. Hey, try it out. As you can see, you're going to get a nice quality product out of it. You don't have to put the seeds on it. You want to use the other method that I had on my my first video, using the Dutch oven. Feel free. You're going to get similar results. So, anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please hit the like button, subscribe, and most importantly, share. Until next time, we'll see you.
This episode was dedicated to all the Navy bakers out there, past and present.